That's not the opening song. Let's try that again.
Hello, baby. Hello, nasty. Hello there. Hello. Hello. Say hello. Hello, friend. Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Yes, that is the opening song. And
that is the opening song.
You know, you're right. I do like it better when we play the opening song first. Because
it gets me in the mood, gets me pumped up.
Yeah, I was trying to save like 30 seconds of our life a couple episodes ago, and like I put it in afterwards, and we just started talking, and it doesn't really get you in the mood.
Yeah, I mean, like I know the whole like I don't need that 30 seconds, so I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this whole show is a waste of time, so why not an extra 30 seconds?
What am I going to spend the 30 seconds with my son? Come on.
Yeah. Watch him sleep. Boring.
Yeah. So as everyone that listens knows, I have a young baby, and we're going away for a week, and there's something called a pack and play. And we're going to bring the pack and play, and he's going to sleep in the pack and play for a week. We're going to the Hamptons for a week. And the idea at the pack and play is a simple thing where it's kind of like a little play thing, he can like play area he can play in. But the cool thing about it is it folds up really easily, and you put it into like a little bag, and it's like really convenient for bringing around. So my wife was like, "We got to try it out and make sure it works before we go." In the store where they took it out, it like folded. It was like the guy had it ready in one piece, like in seconds, and made it look like the most convenient thing ever. It sucks. It's like
everything. Like when you get like a fake Christmas tree or something, like it never fits back in the box.
It's like, that's exactly what it is. It's like one of those maps you can never refold. Mm-hmm. I took it out and I was just like cursing and like my wife's like, "Don't wake the baby." I'm like damn it! I'm like just cursing to get this thing back in. I'm like, it took me 20 minutes to get it back in. While she put him to sleep, our baby to sleep, and I'm just sitting here doing this and cursing basically. And
yeah, my parents got a really nice fake Christmas tree like way back, and it came in one box, and I think it's expanded to like 4 boxes at this point. I don't even know how that happened.
And the thing is, like, also this thing is supposed to be like something convenient you bring anywhere. Anytime you want to have your place where your baby can sleep, you just bring it around. It weighs like 50 pounds. That's convenient.
So it's basically just a scam.
Yeah, I don't know how I pack and play. It's anyhow, so that's my annoyance of tonight in baby world.
All right. So for those of you who are not listening live, which is probably everyone, there is a thunderstorm outside, so I'm not screwing up the audio like I usually do. This is actually nature screwing up my audio.
And if there's loud thunder where I am right now, I'm in Manhattan, Jay's in Queens. If I hear loud thunder, our baby's going to start crying, and that'll be the end of the show.
So he just stays up and cries on his own, but during a really loud thunderstorm, he's sleeping. I was going to say sleeping like a baby, but that would...
Yeah, someone said that the other day. They were like, "I want to sleep like a baby," and I was like, "You're going to wake up every 2 hours screaming,
shit yourself, and then eat."
Yeah, spit up, like go crazy, drive everyone else nuts.
Yeah, I would hate to sleep like a baby. Next time I go into work cranky, I'm going to be like, "Yeah, I slept like a baby."
I put on my new daddy site a post about like a fictional letter our neighbor sent us about how annoying it is. It's got to be so annoying, basically, to have a baby move in next door.
Oh, I didn't read that one yet.
But either way, so basically the whole idea, what I've been thinking about is like, if your neighbor plays loud music, you could complain to building management, you can call the police, you can do something about it. If they get a pet dog, you can complain, they have to shut the dog up. If they get a baby, the baby could wail all night, prevent you from sleeping, and there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it's true.
You can't complain. They were like, "You're complaining. It's a baby. What are you, a heartless freak?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of weird like that. But, yeah, I guess you do get extra rights having a baby.
Yeah. Well, a baby, I can annoy anyone, and I can be like, "Well, he's a helpless infant. Sorry that my baby's yearning for, like, food is keeping you up at night."
You could also do the opposite. Can you stop being loud at night because I have a baby?
Yeah.
You get to be.
Could you stop smoking because I have a baby? Could you stop being an asshole because I have a baby?
Could you move because I have a baby?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. We'll add cars honking to the background noise. That's good.
Nice.
It adds a little ambiance.
Yeah, everyone knows that we really are doing it in New York.
So we have our top 5 is just 5 things we want to talk about.
Well, 5 stories that are going on. We each picked 5 stories from the headlines of the last couple of days.
Did we?
And isn't that what you picked?
Well, I picked one personal thing that happened to me.
Okay. Well,
at least we won't have doubles.
I guess we were. I guess we really weren't on top of it. This stuff.
You know what? Sending a quick text message 3 minutes before the show is probably not the most organized way to run a podcast.
Let's just start with the top 5, and I think the top 5 will take us through the show. So, Jay, what do you want to talk about first?
I want to talk about a recent ban that happened, and this was a Sherlock Holmes book that was banned from school because.
Hang on. Before, can I guess where the school is?
Sure.
Texas.
No.
Iowa.
No.
South Carolina.
No, it's actually a little...
West Virginia.
Very close.
Where is it?
Virginia.
Oh. They're still pretty... They're close to the Bible Belt. If not in the Bible Belt, they're conservative.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much everything below Pennsylvania is conservative, right?
Yeah.
Great. Anyway, they banned this from the 6th grade reading course because it was derogative toward Mormons.
I didn't even know Mormons were in Sherlock Holmes.
I didn't know Mormons were allowed to read books. But, no, but I mean, the story is about a person in a Mormon community who wants to marry a non-Mormon. Or a non-Mormon wants to marry the daughter of a Mormon. And the community doesn't like it. But that's true. That's what would happen. So that's not really derogatory if that's what they would really do. They would disapprove of that. So what is the derogatory part?
What the hell does that have to do with Sherlock Holmes?
There's a flashback. This is probably like 1 page of the entire book. There's a flashback that talks about how this Mormon community didn't want a non-Mormon to marry. It probably wasn't even a whole page. It was probably a paragraph.
Sherlock Holmes, they had like a whole set of editions of the Sherlock Holmes where he just goes through different civil rights he doesn't like.
Yeah. He has a flashback where he punches Hitler in the nose.
Here's a flashback where he like fought for the South trying to force slavery.
A little unknown trivia question. Captain America actually punched Hitler in the nose. That really wasn't a question. I was just telling you.
Well, yeah, it was really in a question form.
No,
is that
no.
In the movie or in like a comics?
No, it was. I think it was the very first issue of Captain America. He punched Hitler in the nose.
Did he break Hitler's nose?
Yeah, he broke it because he's on steroids.
Captain America, what's the deal with him? Is he just like a robot? Like, why is he like, so like big and strong?
The government gave him super soldier serum, which is basically just steroids.
Did they give everyone or just him?
Just him.
Why wouldn't you want to give it to your whole army?
I think it was. kind of like a test.
But it seemed to be going well with this guy. Why don't you like make like 300 of these people?
That is true. I don't know. Maybe he drank all of it.
Only this much.
The plots.
It's a comic. Please don't ask questions.
The plots in the 1940s comics were not the greatest.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. So what was the derogatory part about that? I'm confused.
I mean, do they allow Huck Finn?
No, probably not. I mean, there's black people in there, so it's racist.
First of all, I thought Mormons were kind of a joke. Are we allowed to make fun of them?
I thought we were.
I know, like, the big thing is, like, Mitt Romney's running for president, and everyone's like, can we really elect a Mormon? That's a fake religion.
So, I just, that bothered me. I don't know why you ban a whole book because of a flashback that actually says something that would really happen.
Would it be weird they banned, like, a chapter? And the kids have to just figure out what happened, guess what happened in that chapter? Why is Sherlock Holmes even on like the reading list for 6th graders?
I don't know.
How screwed up with the schools this like stupid Virginia town?
So this one bitch complains, and they're like, yeah, nobody in the grade's allowed to read Sherlock Holmes now.
Like we're reading like Lord of the Flies, like I guess like classic books, and Huck Finn, and they're reading like The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes and like.
Probably because they keep banning everything, and they're running out of shit for the kids to read.
Okay, kids, turn to page 8 of The Incredible Hulk. Can anyone tell me why The Incredible Hulk is green in this picture?
Yeah, so it's they obviously banned Huck Finn because it's pretty. That book actually is kind of racist, I think.
Yeah, but it's like the thing is, it talks about the times.
I know, but people can't. People are like, "Oh my god!" Like it was the times, but we can't even acknowledge that.
I mean, like talking about slavery is racist. Why don't we just pretend slavery didn't happen? That makes things easier.
Isn't that kind of what we're doing?
Yeah,
we're kind of just like celebrating black people all the time because we feel too guilty to acknowledge what really happened.
Yeah.
I mean, we really like don't mention like anything bad we ever did. We kind of just like, yeah, next topic.
Well, we mentioned there's slavery, but you know what actually I always find weird is that they always talk about how great the founding fathers were and how smart they were. They wrote the Constitution, and like, what would the founding fathers want? What would they want for our country? Mm-hmm. And like, the founding fathers were a bunch of slave owners. Who the hell cares what a bunch of slave owners want? These people were huge racists, and these are the people you're like, they're our guiding principles. They make our guiding principles.
Yeah, we should never change them ever.
Yeah, we should stick with what the slave owners wanted.
They also thought electricity was magic, but that's another point.
Yeah, they're like, well, we have to say, what would the founding fathers, they interpret the Constitution for laws, they're like, what would the founding fathers want? What would their actual intention? I'm like, their intention always was to have slaves do their work. That was their intention, so let's move on from there.
They also thought when the sun came down, it wouldn't come back up without a ritual sacrifice.
Their intention for women to just make the food and not have the right to vote. These are the guys you want to listen to. And I think all of them were alcoholics. I think back then, being like if you were like a businessman or a politician, it was like acceptable to be an alcoholic. It was expected of you. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the gun rule, well, it was what? One policeman and no cars. So yeah, people were going to rob shit. Now we have locks.
Yeah, people are like, it says my right to bear arms. That's why I get to have an Uzi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, if the founding fathers were a bunch of drunk slave owners, they would have paid attention and maybe wrote, like, more, like, coherent, like, rules.
Everyone should have a gun and vodka and a mule.
Yeah.
Somewhere a mule got into that.
Oh, God.
If you have a mule in any of your legislature, we should probably amend it.
Yeah, so my first thing that annoys me.
This show's half over already.
That's why I think we should move on. My first thing is, Abercrombie and Fitch. Is it Abercrombie and Finch or Abercrombie and Fitch?
Fitch. Finch is the guy from American Pie.
Okay, so Abercrombie and Finch, they put out a thing. They're going to pay the situation, and I guess maybe the whole cast of the Jersey Shore not to wear their clothing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't know that they were wearing their clothing to begin with. I don't know if they even were wearing their clothing to begin with. This is like just a big publicity stunt, obviously.
Well, you're the one who watches the show.
I know, it's awesome. And I watched the show, and I still didn't know they wore Abercrombie clothing until you pointed it out.
Yeah, well, if I had a clothing line, I wouldn't want the situation wearing it either.
On one of the most popular shows on cable? Why would you?
Yeah, but people watch it because they hate them and make fun of them. Does anybody really go out and say, I really want to look like the situation?
If the situation said my favorite podcast was The Brink of Sanity, you might blow them.
Okay, well, that's different. Well, I guess it's not that different.
It's really not. I think they're popular. I mean, it's not like everyone's going to get like a big poof like Snooki, but like, I bet the stuff they wear, what the guys wear, is becoming more popular as far as like going out clothing.
Yeah, you might have a point.
And like, I bet like, I guess JWoww for girls that have like quadruple G boobs wear what she wears, and Snooki might be retarded. I don't have anything to go with, but there's nothing. No one's going to copy Snooki with anything.
What about that big monkey guy? Does he wear anything other than like wife beaters?
You really have to narrow that one down.
No, there's one that's like a huge ape.
You really... I know what you mean. They're the biggest guy. They're all, like, freaking jacked, like, huge guys.
They are jacked, but one guy's like 3 times the size.
They all must take, like, steroids.
Yeah.
But that main guy, yeah, they all wear the same outfits always. They always wear, like a really tight T-shirt. They wear, like, a T-shirt that, like, is suffocating them, basically. They can barely breathe, and that's what they wear.
Great.
So I just think... At first, I thought it was hilarious that Abercrombie did this, but then I was like... Abercrombie talked to the Jersey Shore cast members ahead of time and made this deal as a way to, like, publicity. All these basically get their name out.
Everyone's talking about Abercrombie. You might be onto something here.
Yeah, it's like guerrilla marketing or whatever.
Very sneaky Abercrombie.
Yeah.
I hadn't even thought about them for about 10 years, and they probably realized that nobody was mentioning them.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't as if you're watching Jersey Shore and be like, man, they wear a lot of Abercrombie. I associate them with Abercrombie. It was like they had absolutely nothing to do with Abercrombie.
Yeah. No, that's true.
I mean, like, next thing is, like, Encyclopedia Britannica is going to call up and say, we would like the situation not to read the Britannica on the show anymore. Oh, I didn't know he was reading. I guess he must have been reading on every episode.
Does anybody own an encyclopedia? Like an actual 24-volume encyclopedia?
I haven't looked this up, but I'm fairly certain that they stopped making the Encyclopedia Britannica, at least, like, in book form.
How hard would your job be if you actually had to go door-to-door selling those things now?
Oh, God.
I know you have Wikipedia, but would you like to have 5 shelves full of really thick, heavy books?
You know what's funny? When I used to do, like, reports, in school, we'd have to use, like, the encyclopedia. I actually think encyclopedias are probably out of business now. But we had to use encyclopedia, and the only encyclopedia we had was from, like, 1964. So anytime we looked something up, it was like the facts were true up to 1964.
Yep, I had the same thing. I mean, mine was a little later. Mine was probably, like, late 70s, early 80s. But, yeah, it was pretty funny because you go look something up, and you're like, yeah, I think they went digital.
Yeah. Like I had to report on computers. I just describe them as a thing that's like gigantic that can only do addition.
Exactly. Computers are the size of your entire wall and weigh 4,000 pounds.
And I'm like, if I do a report on Vietnam, I have to talk about the fact that we're there fighting. I just have no idea what's actually going on now.
We hope to pull out our troops sometime soon.
We're hoping Cuba does not get missiles from the Soviet Union because that could be bad. And I'm sure, based on his agenda, President JFK will have a long tenure, probably at least 2 terms, and be one of the greatest presidents ever.
Oh, encyclopedias.
I just looked up. I can't seem to find if it's actually... You know what? It's got to be funny, and I haven't found it here yet, but there's got to be a Wikipedia entry about Encyclopedia Britannica.
Yeah, that would be awkward. It just says, like, ha-ha.
Oh, you know what I just found? Wikipedia. Errors in the Encyclopedia Britannica that have been corrected in Wikipedia.
That's...
Wow. Wikipedia, they really hate each other.
Yeah, rub it in a little more. It's bad enough you stole, like, 100% of their business.
Here's one that's wrong. Birth year of Abraham Boss. I'm not even going to even mention it. I don't know who the hell that person is. Invention of the safety razor. They did that wrong. Title of the Scottish... These are the most random facts.
How would you even know if that's wrong?
I don't know how you prove any of these things. They have mathematics. The logarithmic spiral is incorrect.
Oh, of course. Who doesn't know that?
It had to be one of the biggest dicks alive to actually make this. Oh, here's one, actually. This one's funny. Sperm storage. In the entry on semen, Encyclopedia Britannica writes, sperm mature in the epididymis, then they pass through a long tube called the ductus, or vas deferens, to another storage area, the ampulla. During the process of ejaculation, liquids from the prostate gland and seminal vesicles are added. In fact, the vas deferens propels sperm directly from the epididymis to the outside during ejaculation. Sperm is stored. This is so boring and stupid.
What? I fell asleep.
I know. I just stopped finishing it. There's also at the end it says, see also ejaculation and vas deferens.
Okay, well.
My son comes to me, he's like, Dad, I was looking at the encyclopedia. You said to use the encyclopedia, and everything on ejaculation's wrong.
All right, my next thing, Conan the Barbarian, is coming out today. Came out today. And surprise, surprise, it got bad reviews because so many 80s movies that have been redone have gotten good reviews.
What do you think would do better at the box office? If they released this new version of Conan or they did original touched up a little bit?
Sorry,
or maybe the original 3D somehow.
You broke up. You said touch up the original?
Yeah, if you just touch up the original or make the original in 3D, would that do better in the box office than the new one?
I think it would. I think Arnold is more relevant than Jason Momoa.
I guess this guy is in the Game of Thrones, so people know him now.
Okay, well, I'm not one of those rich people that can afford HBO, so I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I have the book, okay? It's 900 pages, and I'm on page 3. So
How is it so far?
Well, the first 2 pages are the title, and then the blank page before it starts. So the title was pretty awesome.
Did you order it online or did you buy it in the bookstore?
It was actually a birthday gift, so I don't know how it was purchased. It was probably ordered online.
Well, my whole thing is that the idea of you probably thought that it sounded like a great idea to read that book.
Yep.
Then you saw it was 900 pages, and you said, "Fuck it."
I said fuck it for now because I just finished the Dark Tower series.
Yeah.
And that was 3,000 pages.
Holy crap.
So I kind of wanted to just read a one-shot book before I get into another epic series because the 5th book of Game of Thrones just came out. So yeah, now we're talking another 4,000 pages. So I want to read a couple ones so I feel I accomplished something. This book is done.
How is the Dark Tower series?
It was awesome. It was really good.
What's it? It's Stephen King, right?
Yeah, it was actually supposed to be a trilogy of movies with a season of a TV show in between each movie. Universal was going to do it, and Ron Howard was going to direct it, and then they changed their mind. So Ron Howard is now trying to find another studio to do.
What's it about? What's the basic idea?
It's about this guy who's trying to get to a dark tower, and it kind of each level of the Dark Tower is holds a reality, a level of reality, and it's breaking. So he's trying to get to the tower before the tower crumbles and all the planes of reality get destroyed.
This is like a Lord of the Rings kind of thing.
It's a little Lord of the Ring-ish with the tower, but it's got it's got a little bit of a Western feel to it, and then there's some sci-fi stuff going on and some vampires. He kind of mixes he ties all his books into it, so he ties in The Stand and Salem's Lot and stuff. So it gets really complicated. That was 4,000 pages trying to cut it down to 3 sentences, so I didn't really do it justice. But it's definitely really good, and I would really like to see that made into the movies. My point for Conan the Barbarian. They gave it a bad review, which obviously it's going to be a bad movie. But they were saying it's bad because... Are you still there? So they gave it a bad review for what I think are the wrong reasons. They were saying it's bad because there's gratuitous violence, and he puts his thumb into a hole after he cuts off the guy's nose and pushes down, and then he puts another guy into a catapult and sends him flying. I want to see that.
If you saw Conan the Barbarian, wouldn't you be ask for your money back if there wasn't gratuitous violence?
Exactly. That actually made me kind of want to see it.
The movie itself should be called gratuitous violence. That might as well what it be called.
It says there's no point like the script and the acting sucks, and there's like fights every 3 seconds, and that's exactly what I expect in a Conan movie.
It's like going like a review of today I'm reviewing Gangbangers 6. I have to say this movie wasn't so good because there was gratuitous sex. I think there should be gratuitous sex in this, but not porn.
Yeah, exactly. They just jumped right into the fucking. They didn't build up the plot. I don't know why they're fucking.
There were 20 people fucking? I don't know how they even know each other. You really need to work on the connection between the people. It's as if the first time she ever met the guy, she was blowing him.
And she wasn't even wearing underwear. It was so unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, she just showed up to get her oil changed at the station, and all the guys at the station fucked her. I couldn't see this coming. I didn't understand it.
All the guys had shaved chests.
It was as if they were all, like, none of them seemed, like, I don't know why they even, like, why this station, they had 20 guys working at that time. It didn't make any sense.
How did she know to pack so much lube? I don't understand.
Yeah. And I know at no point did anyone even help her with her car. She just left at the end. It's just the car thing, they even forgot about the fact that she had a car.
Do I smell a sequel?
And there were 5 other of these movies. So I don't understand. Like, there's 6 movies to it. You'd think there'd be something like in the first 5 that you need to know for the 6th movie. Yeah, Conan, like, I don't understand. There was blood and violence, and all he kept doing was killing people and then killing more people. I understand why a movie Conan the Barbarian didn't have more of a, I don't know, character development.
I can't believe the Barbarian was so mean. He was acting so barbaric.
Yeah. I thought Conan would be more of, like, I don't know, metaphysical kind of level. I thought people would kind of, like, get their feelings out there. Maybe he'd be a barbarian to people's, I don't know, their feelings.
Have you seen UHF?
Yeah, that's a great movie. I haven't seen it in years, but
everyone who hasn't seen that should watch it immediately. It's awesome. It's a Weird Al Yankovic movie, and they do spoofs, and they do Conan the Librarian. It's like, don't you know the Dewey Decimal System? And he cuts a guy in half.
The best part of the movie, and the part, if you don't laugh out loud, whatever, it's been out for like 15 years, so I'm going to say it anyhow. The best part of the movie, if you don't laugh, something's wrong with you. Is they're doing basically like public access show, and they go, today we're teaching dogs how to fly. And he just throws the dog out the window.
There's a whole pile of puppies at the bottom.
Oh, my God.
That is such a brilliant movie.
That really. And you know who's in it? Kramer from Seinfeld.
He's one of the main characters.
Yeah.
Way before Seinfeld.
Yeah, that's before... they thought Kramer was going to be like a big star on his own. And that was like one of the movies supposed to make him a big star.
Yeah. Well, it worked. It was awesome.
Yeah, but then he got Seinfeld, and then he became a racist, and then I guess he needs to do UHF 2 now. Why don't they ever remake that kind of movie? I'd love to see that kind of Actually, you can't really remake UHF, but it'd be a weird movie to remake. Okay, I'm going to move on. So my second thing, as we're not moving that fast.
No, we're definitely not getting through the top 5 this episode.
We will. Okay, so, and I've talked about this before, but so there's an article on CNN.com right now. It says, President slammed for vacation. President Obama and his family have taken a 10-day vacation in Martha's Vineyard, and people are getting mad at him for that. Do you have any idea why people are getting mad at him for taking a 10-day vacation right now?
Please don't say it's because we're in a recession.
He should take a vacation. Everything's going dandy.
Well, I mean, obviously nothing's going good right now, but like, oh, you can never take a vacation because you inherited a broken country?
I don't know. This is kind of, yeah, actually. Yes, if you want to be president and when we have a broken country, you're not allowed to take vacation.
George Bush broke the record for the most vacation time ever by a president. And we're giving Obama...
I don't think the way you justify... No. I don't think the way you justify taking vacation is saying the guy before me was a bigger a-hole than me.
No, but it's not like this guy's taking a vacation like every 3 weeks. Like...
I don't care if he takes 3 days off the entire year. It's not like he doesn't have stuff to do. Hey, Obama, you notice the stock market dropped like 3,000 points the last week? That's kind of a problem. You notice we're heading back to a recession? Kind of a problem. Unemployment's really freaking high right now. Basically the country's like falling apart. but you want to go to Martha's Vineyard and spend time with your family?
He's got to be at the point right now where he's just like, fuck it. I mean,
if you're like, fuck it, just that day, you know what? Can't do it anymore. Biden take over. That's what he should do. If you want to take a vacation, you should have the vice president just take over and you're done.
Would you want to be president right now?
No. Well, it'd be cool to be president.
It would be cool to be president. I don't know if I would want to. I mean, it's so broken right now. Like, you can't get anything passed, because the Congress doesn't agree with you. And, like, everyone just says it's all your fault. Like, it's got to be just, like, terrible.
I mean, the thing is, you watched wrestling when you were younger. Remember the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, how can I forget the Royal Rumble?
So, the Royal Rumble, you go into the ring and you fight. And the only time you take a vacation in the Rumble is when you're out and you lose the match. He should go in there and fight for 4 years and not stop until he's until he's out. If he wants to leave the ring, someone else takes over as president.
Don't you get a 30-second rule though?
He can sleep. He can sleep he can get his 8 hours of sleep at night. That's it. That's his vacation.
Oh no, in Royal Rumble you don't get the 30-second rule. That's right.
What was the 30-second rule?
In regular wrestling, you can get thrown out of the ring, but you have 30 seconds to get back in. But in the Royal Rumble,
yeah, that's true.
The Royal Rumble, the second you're out, you're out.
Yeah.
I'm glad we broke down the rules of professional wrestling.
Yeah, so basically, my whole thing is, if you're president, you have to work your entire 4 terms. You can't leave the ring. You can't stop fighting. If you want to stop fighting, someone else takes over, and they can be president.
Well, I guess there's some fairness to that.
I mean, you pretty much have the most powerful job in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. All right, what's your next thing?
Fine. Go. You can go next.
Didn't I just go?
No, the president thing was mine.
Oh, okay. Because I have a president thing, too.
Oh, what was yours?
My president thing is Obama told Mr. Assad from Syria to stand down.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that's... I'm getting a little sick of the United States telling everyone to stand down. I think it's
our job. We're bullies.
I know. It's getting a little arrogant, a little pompous, and I'm getting sick of it. Like, what if China's just like, Obama, stand down? I mean, like, everyone would be like, oh my God, that's so wrong.
People.
But we do that to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it was better than us being like, stand down or else we'll shoot, which comes next.
Well, I mean, that's always implied when we say anything. Bombs are not far away.
I was researching about this, like how, other countries, like Argentina, might say the same thing. They might say, Syria, stand down. And Syria does whatever they do, but no one expects Argentina to, attack. But Obama says this, and if Syria doesn't comply, he's expected now to bomb the country and get into a major war.
Yeah, which will be, our 4th right now?
And they said the big reason is we have a giant military, so we just have to use our might. Argentina doesn't have a giant military just sitting around, so they don't have any reason to actually go. They can't just go to war anytime they want, versus the U.S. can.
Yeah.
On a more lighthearted thing.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't really funny. I'm just sick of it. That's all.
Burger King has gotten rid of the King, that mascot.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
I guess
Finally,
they
we
want
get a good mascot and it's gone.
Instead of investing in the mascot, they're going to invest in improving their stores. Their restaurants.
No, really.
That's what the article said.
Really?
They're going to concentrate more on improving their different restaurants.
Really?
And concentrate less on these stupid, silly mascots.
Wow. I'm actually impressed. Most of these places are they'll spend $1 billion on advertising before they improve their product, in a tiny, tiny bit. And I'm actually impressed that they actually want to have a better product.
I mean, I always thought the mascot was really weird.
It
was this creepy thing.
I mean, it's not as creepy as the Quiznos things. You remember those things, or the weird alien things with the mouths?
The noids? The noids?
That had to be the weirdest ad campaign I think I've ever seen.
I like those better. The King is just so freaking weird. Basically, the King, I think the King basically, if I put one word to describe what the King is, I think he's a pedophile. And the fact that having a dressed up pedophile as your company's spokesman doesn't seem like a great idea to me.
Because Ronald is a completely safe route to go.
Ronald McDonald is not creepy. This guy's creepy. Would you allow your kids around the King?
If you had to choose between the King and Ronald, which way would you go?
I would choose the King.
Exactly, you would choose the King.
Oh, sorry, I would choose Ronald. Yeah, I said the completely wrong thing. I would choose Ronald. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Either
know.
one, they're both kind of creepy. But
Yeah, I don't know which one I would choose.
Yeah. What's your next one?
Let's take a quick break, and then I'll get to my next one.
Let's cut to the chase. I'm DJ, and I do a little something called the Greenlight Show. Now, I want you to be a fan of the show, so I'm making you listen to this sample. And these girls, they think, oh, as long as I show off my tits, I'm fat. I'll wear this skin-tight shirt and show off all my tits.
Yeah, I see
That'll look real good.
I see that a lot, actually, and it's rather disgusting.
And I've heard these girls, they'll say stuff like, well, you're looking.
Yeah, because I want to throw up.
Yeah, just because I'm looking at your enormous exposed tits, that doesn't mean I like them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like driving by a car wreck, if I were to see a 6-year-old boy's head smashed and run over by an SUV, just because I can't look away, that doesn't mean I like the way it looks. I went to go see Toy Story 3.
My bad.
I don't mean to spoil the movie for anybody, but Andy dies.
Does he get AIDS?
Andy gets AIDS in Toy Story 3 from a gay orgy. He got drunk. He went up to
At college.
The plot of this is it shows Andy leaving his parents in the beginning, his mom's house.
Yeah, his single mom.
Where the fuck is Andy's dad?
His mom's a single mom.
So the opening
have a
scene
dad.
is just Andy going, "Out of here, mom, fuck off!" And Andy drives off to his college.
Smoking weed.
Andy gets to college, and the first thing, he opens the door to his new apartment, and his roommates, who he's never met, are in there. They go, "Hey, Andy, rub this on your tongue." Andy starts fucking all these dudes. It's a big giant orgy.
Wow.
It's like gays and lesbos and normals, and they're all just intertwined fucking.
That's weird.
And then Woody shows up, but it's not Woody. It's Andy's dick with a cowboy hat on it. And he goes, "Check out my Woody!" If you like what you hear, head on over to greenlightshow.com. You can find out everything about the show right from the homepage. greenlightshow.com. See you there.
I need a garage door opener for my balls.
What the fuck?
I don't like the smell that usually forms down there if I go for a couple days without washing.
I'm proud of you.
It smells like onions wrapped in asshole. What the fuck are we talking about?
Hey, Dad, remember that one time I got that cock stuck in my ass?
He just went over legs and arms.
In a truck not too hard to locate, featuring painted images of a peeled banana, the exposed part shaped like a condom, and a shirtless man saying, "I protect myself." To you.
What kind of fucking question is this? I'm the host of the show, and I get put down on every episode.
I love you, Tim.
John is a man of God.
Shed his precious blood.
Shed his precious blood.
And died.
And died.
Oh, my sin. And now the three guys that taught your mom that thing you like. It's Minor Detail.
MinorDetailPodcast.com.
Okay, before I get to my next one, I just wanted to tell you how cool the liquor store by my apartment is.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's huge, and it's got all these aisles, and basically at the end of each aisle is somebody trying to push their product. So I went in there for a bottle today, and I ended up tasting 2 wines, a gin, and a vodka. So I was like really buzzed before I even left the liquor store.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I should just go in there like twice a day and call it a night. Because I don't drink that much anymore, so I get trashed like really quickly.
Yeah, that's a great, like, can I just sample all your alcohol? Oh, am I going to buy anything? I don't know. I'm going to go, after this, I'm going to sample the ice cream from the ice cream store, and I'll call it a night.
Although, because I'm a sucker, I actually ended up buying 2 of the things I tried.
Well, I guess basically, like, you're like, not sure if you're going to buy something, and then they get you a little buzz, and you're like, yeah, I'll take that. Why not?
Exactly. Like, I knew I was going to buy a bottle anyway, and the vodka I tried was, like, really, really, really... It was expensive, but it was really smooth. And really smooth means you're not going to get a hangover. And my entire goal of drinking now is just to not have a hangover. So even though it was pretty expensive, I will probably...
How much was the bottle?
40.
You paid 40?
Yeah.
Damn.
I know. But, I mean, it's like the same thing as buying, like, a Johnny Walker Black.
Yeah, that's true. If it's like really like the better stuff.
Like if I can drink from, I mean, it's a liter. So if I can get drunk from that like 4 to 5 times and have 0 hangovers, that's worth $40.
I don't believe the second part though. You're gonna have a hangover.
I'll let you know next episode.
Okay.
I hope not, because that was the entire point of paying $40 for a bottle of liquor.
Moving on, did you know Switzerland is going to close the loophole that allows underage prostitution?
What was the loophole? Was it soaking?
Apparently 16 and 17-year-olds were allowed to be prostitutes in Switzerland. And people would go there because they want to have sex with 16 and 17-year-olds. And the government says they think it's wrong to do that now, and they're going to close that loophole. How do you have a country that has a loophole that allows underage prostitution?
So wait, prostitution is illegal when you turn 18?
I don't know. They don't explain what the actual loophole is.
And why are we just finding out about this now?
I don't understand what the legal loophole is. Either it's legal or not legal, and you're like weirdly legal. It's not like they're like, found a loophole in the law. I'm allowed to nail like 60-year-olds. Oh man, we didn't have that little loophole.
That's like the soaking rule with Mormons, where you can put it in if you don't move, and it doesn't count as sex.
What is that rule?
Oh, you don't know about that?
No.
Mormons are not allowed to have sex until they're married. But they have this loophole called soaking, where if you put your penis in the vagina but then don't move it around, you just basically let it soak, it doesn't count.
What's the point of that, though?
Well, what if you just soak over and over and over?
I'm just adjusting for position the whole time?
Yeah, oh, I got a cramp, got to move.
Gotta move.
I mean, like, how ridiculous
I'm trying to
and
pick the
stupid.
best spot to soak. I want to keep moving around until I found the perfect spot for soaking.
Right, exactly. How stupid is that? That is probably the dumbest thing I've heard. And I watched an entire episode of Jersey Shore.
Was that in the Sherlock Holmes book?
They were mad because somebody outside the community wanted to soak.
Yeah.
Do I have something else?
Yeah, here's my next one.
Okay.
Apparently, Phoenix, for the 3rd time this summer, has been hit by a massive dust cloud.
Oh, yeah?
A cloud of dust was 50 to 60 miles wide and 3,000 to 4,000 feet high.
That sounds awesome from far away.
They got hit with this much dust.
That's insane.
What the hell's wrong?
That is insane. Why live there? If that even had a potential of happening here, I would not live here.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's the thing that's really awesome on video from my living room, but really sucks if you're within like a 15-mile radius of that.
I mean, don't you move after the second one?
Yeah.
Why do you even wait around for the third? Like, and they show a picture here. And the picture, they give a great picture. Basically, they have Phoenix. I assume this is Phoenix, and it's a massive cloud of dust. It's like hitting the area.
I didn't even hear about that.
Apparently, it's not news in Phoenix. Apparently, they're like, we got hit by dust again. Like the weatherman has to like add a different forecast. The chance of rain and a 100% chance you'll be hit by dust today.
Well, yeah, we don't even have that as an option. 100% chance of dust.
Yeah, I mean, like if you just looked on weather.com and the forecast just said dust, you'd be like, how do I even dress for that?
Yeah, where's tech support?
I guess I don't wear white clothing for that. I should wear dark colors today. I'm hit by dust. I don't even know. Does a like umbrella help you for dust?
I don't know. How do you prepare for a gigantic dust storm?
Do you have to stay inside for the dust storm?
Well, I would think so. It's got to be bad for the lungs.
It's like, I guess it's summer, but like if it was during the school year, you'd be like, no school today. We're expecting a big dust storm, kids.
You know what must really suck for a dust storm? Having a pool. Like a big in-the-ground pool.
Everything to clean up afterwards.
You just have a big pit of mud.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know Phoenix sucked that bad as far as dust storms go.
Apparently it does.
Learn something new every day. All right,
What's your next one?
My next one is the United States and China decided to have an exhibition basketball game. So they brought the Georgetown Hoyas over to, is that how you pronounce it? Hoya?
Hoya.
To play the Bayou Rockets in a, they called it the friendship match. And it turns out there was a bench clearing brawl where they were throwing chairs at each other, and it got pretty violent. So, so much for the friendship match. There was kidney elbowing. One guy from China was just wailing on one of the U.S. guys. Like, he had him pinned to the ground, and he was just wailing on him. So, yeah, I just thought that was funny. So much for the goodwill. They were probably making a lot of credit rating jokes to the U.S. players.
Did we win the fight at least?
It didn't look like it, no.
Yeah.
And as the U.S. players were walking off, the whole crowd threw bottles at them. So they kind of lost twice.
I had another thing, not to get too political. Again, sorry to bring up politics again, but I look at that half the day. So Tom Coburn, who's a Republican in the Senate, in the Senate, he was asked at a town hall meeting. Someone asked him, "We've been in Afghanistan for 10 years. How are we going to get out of Afghanistan?"
Okay.
And I was going to read his answer.
This should be good.
The best way to get us out of Afghanistan is to grow our economy, change the regulations, have a vibrant, growing America where people are afraid to come out against us. It is not an easy answer. You should be frustrated. I am frustrated, but I am not ready to say I know enough that now is the time to get out, given the other complications. He basically just said growing our economy and cutting banking regulations and, I guess, business regulations are a way to get out of Afghanistan.
So they're just going to be like, oh my God, look at them. They have a sound fiscal economy. Let's run away.
Yeah, it had like nothing to do. It was like, how do we get out of Iraq? End gay marriage.
I know. It's totally irrelevant. It also, I guess, it's a good way to buy you like 10 years. But our economy sucks now. Ask me that question again in 10 years when our economy recovers.
Yeah, wouldn't you say, like, if our economy sucks, why can we afford to be there? Like, can we just not run out of money to keep fighting?
No, we're going to cut all our internal things, such as Social Security and Medicare and, you know, all that stuff, so we can afford the wars. All the internal stuff gets cut first.
It's basically like, why are we still in Afghanistan? We're in Afghanistan because we have a recession. Perhaps you didn't hear the question. I said why we're in Afghanistan.
That is just insane. Why are these people in our government?
I don't know. I really like the equality. You know what the problem is? The founders, the big slave owners that came from our country, should have had more qualifications for becoming elected for office. You should have to have some level of intelligence.
Yeah,
or you should be bound not to just make shit up.
Yeah, I mean, saying stuff like that, like in the UK, don't they have like if you're in the middle of a term and people just decide they don't like you, they could just end your term? Like we should do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's...
and my last
Yep, go for it.
Is non-political.
Okay. I think I'm losing you. I think I'm losing you on Skype. Because Skype is not being nice today.
No, my internet connection sucks today for whatever reason.
You just came back.
All
right.
RCN cable. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. One last item. It involves, there was a couple. They basically, their car ran out of gas, and they were looking to, they took a walk to find a gas station to get gas. And they wanted to I guess along the way, a police officer drove by and said, "Oh, what happened? Like our car ran out of gas. Oh, we'll give you a lift."
I've seen about 18 horror movies that begin like this.
Well, wouldn't you say if you're walking along and the police come up to you and offer you a ride, and you're holding crack cocaine on you, wouldn't you say, "Hey, no, we're good. Thanks a lot. You can go on"?
Or do you say just drive us straight to the police department?
So they were like, "Sure, we'll get you your car." And the cop's like, "Well, I just have to pat you down just to be safe." "Oh, this is crack cocaine." And they're going to jail.
Wow. That's
Dumb.
amazing.
You have to be, you voluntarily get in a police car. But you voluntarily like, "Oh, officer, I'll hang out with you. It's totally cool. I forgot I have crack cocaine on me."
When walking around strange streets, wouldn't you leave the crack cocaine in the glove compartment?
Yeah, Well, I guess like you might want to leave the valuables in the car.
Well, I guess they were planning on using it on the way to. I don't know. Who knows? They were on crack cocaine. Who knows what they were doing?
Yeah, I guess like you're like, oh, they did something dumb. The first part they did dumb was having the crack cocaine and doing that, and then
exactly.
Everything else is just the exaggeration of how stupid they are.
Save up an extra $5 and get some weed. You don't lose teeth after like the third time with weed.
Yeah.
Idiots.
So those are my stories, and that's our brink show, I guess.
I have a story.
Oh, you have another story?
I have a story. You guys are getting a little bonus time today.
Okay, what's your story?
I went on a brunch booze cruise this weekend.
Was this on the Brunchaholic site?
Yes. Well, the review isn't up on the Brunchaholic site yet, but it will be. So,
okay.
The thing says leaving at 12 on the dot. And so, of course, we leave an hour and 40 minutes ahead of time, and good old MTA that keeps raising the prices has construction on every train we have to take, and basically we are cutting it down to like the very last second. So we get off the stop we need to get off of at 11:55, jump in a cab and have them drive us to the pier. We're running down the pier at 12, and the captain, looks up at us and then pulls away. We're literally 15 feet from the boat. And they were non-refundable tickets.
That sucks.
So I basically wasted $75. Oh, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. I mean, this is all the way down at the south end of Brooklyn near, like, Coney Island. Not even near Coney Island, because I asked somebody, which way Coney Island was, and they said, "Oh, you're not going to walk that, are you?" So basically, I was just on a random pier in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, God.
Yep, looked right at him. Literally, I'm not even kidding. If I was 10 feet closer, I would have jumped onto the boat. I was thinking about it, but he pulled away pretty fast. So
awesome.
Yeah. So then an announcement goes on board that says, will the friends of the person who just got left behind come upstairs? So my friends go upstairs and they think, he's going to apologize or, something like that. He lectures them about punctuality and tells them to tell me that I need to be more punctual next time. Isn't that unbelievable?
What did your friends say?
That
is unbelievable. I would have told the guy to fuck off.
They were stunned. They were really stunned. Yeah, so Freedom Cruises.
I would have been like I'm going to lecture you on how to run a business, a-hole.
Yeah, that's not really a good business thing. That guy was...
Yeah.
What a dick. So, yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, so I called the guy because he said, if your friend wants to talk to me, tell him to give me a call.
Okay.
And so I called him, and I was hoping he would be a dick like that. He wasn't that bad, which was kind of annoying, so I didn't get a lot of material off of it.
Yeah.
I recorded it, and it's not that funny, but if you want to hear it, I could play it.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just play a little bit of it. I was really hoping he'd be able to. Hey, can I speak to Tony, please?
Speaking.
Hey, Tony, this is Jason. My friends went on your cruise yesterday, and they suggested I give you a call. I was the guy that was running up the pier as you guys pulled out.
Okay.
So, I don't know, they talked to you, and they said you suggested I call you?
No, well, only if I really don't have the ability to wait for people.
So, first of all, he said tell him to call me. So, first of all, he's full of shit right there.
Yeah.
And I have, 70 other people on the boat that were here on time. So, we do have to leave on time. I don't know why they would suggest you calling unless you wanted to hear the explanation for why we leave on time.
Well, no, I understand why you leave on time. I was literally feet away from the ship, though. I just,
we were already late. It doesn't. Once the boat goes in reverse and the doors are closed, the boat leaves.
I understand that.
It's only a 2-hour trip.
No, I understand that. It was like 12:01 though, and I was literally 5 feet from the boat.
No, it was 12:05. I looked.
Yeah, I looked too. So one of our phones is off.
Oh, whatever. I don't know why. Like I said, I did explain it to them. I wish I had the ability to wait for people who were late, but I just don't.
I see. See, I mean, he wasn't like a big dick like he was to my friends on the boat.
He was an a-hole. He it's one thing if you could say, you just say, I didn't see you, but I saw you and I left anyhow.
Yeah, well, I know, but like he was a big enough prick on the boat where like I was expecting to get into a big argument and have it be really funny.
You should have gone right there. You should have been like, are you kidding me? You saw me and you left. What kind of a-hole are you? How do you run a business like this?
He used the excuse that once the engine's in reverse, he couldn't stop. And, like, at that point, like, I don't know, I just felt like I would start to get irrational in my argument if I...
But you were recording for the show. How can you not get irrational?
I know.
You should have gone off on him and been like, I'm going to write terrible reviews for your thing on Yelp. And no one even, like, your business is going to go down. Now I'm going to make a whole website devoted to how Facebook page devoted to how bad you are.
Yeah, I definitely dropped the ball on that call.
That was the whole call?
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I ended it because I was getting pretty pissed off. I mean, I was still, like, completely furious from what happened. So, like, I was having trouble.
So this segment's called... Jay calls to complain and gets told he's wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. Jay gets owned.
Yeah, every segment is going to be Jay getting like owned. They're like, I called up because my cell phone they overcharged me and they said they don't give a shit, and so I paid the bill. Here's the phone call.
Yeah, that was
my Time Warner wasn't working anymore, and so I called up and said it's not working anymore. Why do I have to pay the bill? And they said I have to, so I paid it. I haven't had cable for over a month.
Yeah, so my apologies for screwing up that call majorly. I will do a call for next episode. That'll be a lot better. Because I have more things to complain about to other people, so I'll just call them next episode.
I don't
What was that?
No.
You're Your Skype's a piece of shit. Are you there, or is Skype being stupid?
Maybe we should end the show.
I think you're back now.
So they have this article about, I guess, in Connecticut, a 20-year-old woman is accused of sexually assaulting a 14-year-old boy she was babysitting.
A what?
And what do you say?
What did you just say?
This is the story. It's just a random story I came across. It's a Connecticut babysitter accused of having sex with a 14-year-old in separate incidents. So basically, the babysitter was having sex multiple times with her 14-year-old boy she was babysitting.
So, I mean, the boy actually apparently had no problem with it if it happened more than once.
I mean, take a look at the picture of the girl.
I am opening the link right now. Is she going to be gross? Or is he going to be
she's actually, I mean, like, I can tell it's probably like a bad picture of her, but like, she's pretty attractive. But basically, Connecticut police broke up the dream of the luckiest 14-year-old boy in all of Connecticut.
Yeah, that's like a couple years ago when the teacher was sleeping with the kid and she was hot.
Yeah.
And the kid complained.
What?
I'm like, why would you ever complain about that? First of all, you have guaranteed A's.
Fun.
Yeah. First of all, you have guaranteed A's. Second of all, you're having sex with a hot teacher. Like, why complain? So she's 20. Yeah. Yeah, not bad. I mean, I don't think she's assaulting the guy if he came back for more.
Well, they just call it sexual assault.
I want to know, like, I hate these articles that give you, like, no news. Like, I want to know how they found out. Like, how did this even get brought to anybody's attention? Because I wouldn't tell anybody. Well, I mean, I would tell people.
It also...
We're losing you again. I think I completely lost you now.
We'll just do the show again next time. Type works better.
Yeah, it's coming in and out.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Yeah.
And yeah. Yeah, it's really getting bad. So we're going to end the show. Your baby's probably going to start crying in a second anyway, so I guess it works out. So thank you everyone for listening. I think I could hear you now if you want to add anything for the end.
Yeah, we'll be back. The show will get better.
Yeah. We've been a little erratic lately, but I had my busy season at work, and Mark had a baby, obviously. So it's been a little hard to get a schedule going. But your continued support motivates us to do more episodes. We had a few new members to our Facebook group, and a couple people got the iPhone app. So, stuff like that motivates us to do more episodes. So thank you for that.
Yeah, and we're just consider this our August vacation, and consider September we're going to get back into speed, and because there's nothing about the Knicks to talk about, so we're just going to be doing this show mostly. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, you guys are going to be happy there's a basketball strike because now we're back down to one show. And my master's, my quest for a master's degree got postponed until January, so that buys us another 3 months to do the podcast.
Why till January?
My application got held up because of one semester I spent at another college. So by the time I found out about that, I missed the deadline for September. So now I'm going to get in for, assuming I pass the GMAT next month, I'm going to get in for January.
Okay, cool.
I will pass the GMAT next month because I'm just going to totally snap if I don't.
Isn't the GMAT not a pass-fail exam?
I mean, pass as in get the score I want and need.
What do you need to get?
I need to get between 510 and 700.
It's quite a range.
It is quite a range. I figure if I get like 600, I'm good.
I'd be pretty shocked if you don't get within that range.
Yeah. I mean, I just forgot algebra, but I'm relearning it.
Okay, you'll be fine. I can't imagine you would get below 500.
Yeah, I mean, I destroyed the SATs, so I don't see why I can't destroy the GMAT as well.
I mean, the game below 500 is really like, that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
Like, getting within 500, the captain from the ship calls you and explains to you why you shouldn't be allowed to go get your master's.
And then I'll just say, okay, I'll just not get my master's, and then that'll be it.
You'll record the phone call, and all the phone call will be just you being like, you're right, I'm not that bright, I'll try to be on time, I can't take my master's, whatever.
So next episode, I actually have a funny phone call, and I'm actually just not going to share getting owned on the show anymore.
God. We should have led with that. That could be the entire show, me making fun of that phone call.
Why do you think I didn't lead with that?
That would have been a better show. Our top 5 list kind of sucked. But that would have been more fun to do than done that the entire show.
The top 5 ways Jay got owned during that phone call.
Oh my God, I can talk about this forever. That was the worst. We played the phone call like bit by bit.
All right, so brinkofsanityshow.com. Even though we haven't had a lot of episodes, we've been updating the site with our 1,001 rants. We're up to almost 20 rants. So we got a lot more to go. Well, I mean...
We're going to put 1,001 rants on the site. It's been like 6 months. We have 20.
We didn't start that long ago.
I know.
It's actually probably been 3 or 4, actually. But
that's really bad.
Well, yeah.
At this pace, the sun will explode before rants.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't want to finish up the list and then be like, oh, now what do we do? So
Yeah.
We picked a big number.
Yeah.
We sure did pick a big number. All right, so subscribe on iTunes, get the iPhone app, leave a voicemail, 631-676-1181. All the contact info is on brinkofsanityshow.com. And, I guess that's it. We'll be back very soon. By very soon, I mean about 7 days. Because you're going away again, right?
I'm away again all next week. I will be back on Sunday.
Yeah, here's the deal. I had 4 co-hosts. And one of them travels for work all summer. The other one had his girlfriend move in and apparently is not allowed to do the podcast anymore. And Bri came on and explained why he hasn't been doing the show. He just had a million terrible things happen to him.
Pretty good reasoning, yes.
Yeah, well, Bri has the most legitimate reasons for not doing the show. The guy with work is legitimate, too. The other guy getting owned by his girlfriend isn't as legitimate.
So basically just the guy getting owned by work is really not legitimate.
No, that one's legitimate. The guy getting
the one guy owned by his girlfriend is all right. It's not legitimate.
Right, because
everything else is fine.
We could be having twice as many shows, but we're not because he got owned.
Yeah,
I knew that was going to happen too.
Yeah,
he's like, "Oh, she's moving in." I'm like, "Oh, well, it was nice being friends with you."
And you know him because of the girl, so it's funny that she doesn't let you.
Right. I'm not going to mention names, but it's obviously not you or Bri, and there's only 2 other regular co-hosts, so figure it out.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Do the math.
Do the math.
All right. We'll be back soon. Later, everyone.
Okay. Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. It's over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye.